When facing a crisis or challenge, the most important survival tool is the ability to think clearly. To think clearly, find personal safety, maintain a workable body temperature, and stay hydrated. These would be essentials for a short-term, meaning a few hours, last-ditch environmental survival. While a last-ditch survival kit is small and is shaped to fit in one's pocket, it is only useful if it is carried. Attaching it to a slip ring pocket knife improves the chances it will be carried. Yet for some it's still too big. Consider then the paracord fire starter having ferrocerium, tinder, and perhaps a needle and thread. Or lastly, consider adapting the corkscrew to hold a ferrocerium rod and some waxed jute. See the links on how to make these. As it is often said, the best pocket knife is the one you have with you. Let's consider 4 popular knives that work with our environmental survival needs. These are 2-layer knives to keep them pocketable. By the numbers, the largest, heaviest, and most expensive is the 93mm Pioneer. The slightly smaller 91mm Spartan has the most tools. The 84mm Walker model is a minimalist hiker survival tool and is the least expensive. The 84mm Cadet is remarkably thin and compact, yet offers personal utility. The Pioneer's main blade is the thickest and has the longest cutting length. The Spartan's blade is slightly shorter and thinner. Both the Walker and the Cadet have the same sized blade. That compares to the Spartan, though it's 5mm shorter. The first thing one might notice is the Pioneer is a hefty knife intended for rougher duty. It is the civilian version of the model 1961 soldier sack used for 45 years. Notable is the effective inline reamer awl that can also serve as a ferrocerium fire striker. The main blade is noticeably thicker than the typical 91mm and 84mm Victorinox knives. The textured Alox aluminum scales make the knife narrower than the Celador knives, but negate the tweezers in the toothpick. The name Pioneer pretty much describes this knife's ability to work and go the distance. The Spartan is the descendant of the original officer's knife. Of note is a second smaller blade, a pinhole for a magnetized pin, a corkscrew that can hold a ferrocerium rod and wax jute tinder. And with some practice, it's possible to use the reamer awl as a ferrocerium striker. The Spartan has the most tools of any of these knives and is arguably the most versatile. The Walker is the least expensive of these reviewed knives, but packs a lot of woods functionality. Walker is the smallest sack with a saw. Consider too that the back of the saw is an excellent ferrocerium striker, and the teeth serve as a scraper, for example, shredding bark tinder. The can opener and bottle opener have been combined into a single multi-purpose tool. The blade is comparable to the 91mm sacks in thickness, but is 5mm shorter. The Walker is the minimalist knife for the adventure hiker. The Cadet is remarkable for its thinness and ability to almost disappear in one's pocket. The blade is the same as the Walker. The newer Cadets have a single-cut, edge-to-edge file that serves as a nail file, yet makes an usable server for a ferrocerium rod. Alox scales negate the tweezers and toothpick, but make the Cadet small size a nearly ideal carry for day-to-day needs. Optimize a knife. Polishing the main blade to a higher luster improves its reflectivity, resulting in a better mirror for signaling as well as for self-examination, such as checking for a facial injury or even something in your eye. Using a metal polishing compound or less expensive automotive rubbing and polishing compounds is quick and easy. Notice how much cleaner the type is after a few minutes of polishing. To signal with the sun, sight the sun while looking over the top of your blade. Hold the blade so the blade captures the sun. Extend your arm, focus the beam on your hand. Slowly move your arm and the blade, keeping the sun on your hand towards your target. Open your hand once it covers the target and you'll see the beam on or near your target. When we set and meet a goal, we change our future. So with a little effort and cost, we can put together a workable last-ditch survival kit. Remember to adapt, make, and be resilient.